Take 100 of the world's greatest predator anglers, add in 200 of the world's finest street anglers, put into the mix some of Europe's fiercest predators and also some of the finest machinery available to angling. What have you got? An absolutely magnificent event. I'm Rob Hughes and this is the World Predator Classic. Well, the World Predator Classic sprung onto the scene 5 years ago, and back then it set the European Predator calendar absolutely on fire. Since then, you know what, it's just got even bigger and it attracts some of the biggest names in predator angling from Europe and indeed further afield. Everybody wants a shot at the title. In addition to the boat angling competition, there is a street angling competition as well. 200 anglers from around Europe descend on Hellevoetsluis Sluice. They literally take over the town, and we'll hear more about those later on. This year there are 15 nations taking part in the boat battle, but only a few have been able to win it so far. Year 1 and 2, you know what, it was won back to back by arguably the best predator anglers in the world. Certainly in Europe they are highly respected, and that was Luc Coppens and Jeremy Staveman from Belgium. Year 3, that belonged to the Finns, and that was Antti Attila and Markku Tuisinen, incredibly good anglers. Then we move on to year 4, the Germans took over, and the winners last year were Dustin Schöner and Johannes Dietl.
Yeah, it's wonderful to be a champion, that's true.
We got a lot of nice response from the community, so it was really great to be the champion. We hope to win again, to be honest.
So I've got a VIP over from the States. This is Kim Eby, and she's come to see exactly what all of this European predator stuff is about. Do you think the guys from the States could handle this over here?
Oh, bring it on. Come on over, because listen, if we could ever do an event where your best guys out of this event came and fished with us, it would be brilliant. We would love it.
Wouldn't it be great to see a Ryder Cup style tournament where you guys came over to here and then the year after we went over?
Absolutely, yeah. We definitely have a force, and we'd love to see you up against us. We would.
The competition will be held on this absolutely amazing piece of water behind me. This is an area known as the Herring Fleet, and it's a really interesting piece of water, this, for a number of reasons. Firstly, it's tidal, and secondly, it's brackish, but it's tidal in a really strange way, because actually when the tide is coming in, they shut the dam gates at that end, which means the water rises, but it rises with fresh water as opposed to with salt water. After that, when the tide's gone out, the gates are opened and all the water flows out, so it's changing all the time. And we hear from the competitors that sometimes it can be really murky, sometimes coloured, sometimes still, and sometimes flowing. This really evolves, it moves, it's a living, breathing organism. It changes all the time, and that's what makes the fishing really tricky. The event itself is based out of Cape Helios, which is just on the outskirts of Hellevoetsluis Sluice. It's a millionaire's playground with some fanciful yachts and some magnificent ships based out of there. And it's the area where the rich, the famous and the wealthy come from Rotterdam and spend their weekends. It's also the place where we caught up with some of the guys who've been out practicing.
Some people say you can't fish in the muddy water. Some people say you can, of course you can fish in muddy water as well, you just need to change up. And some people say you have to find the clear water. But I think we have the plan going. We have confidence in different kinds of water clarities. We found the techniques that works for us to at least find the perch and the sander. Yeah.
You've been here many times before though. You know the water quite well. You know the spots quite well.
Yeah, but everything changing, like every year different. So
the last year we put on the map the spots, and this year we're checking again, and it's slightly different everything, and there's no fish on that spot. That's why we need looking for a new one.
This water changes every day.
It's very dynamic. The water is very dynamic. The wind is turning and the water becomes colored on one side, and the spots you think they are good are not good anymore. It's changing every day. It can change 3-4 times in one day. So it's very dynamic water.
having had their practice, the guys from all the different nations gather together for the opportunity to spend an evening together, enjoy a meal, a drink, and perhaps, just occasionally, the odd tall story about monsters caught and monsters lost. This is known as the Captain's Dinner, and it's an integral part of the World Predator Classic pre-match celebrations. Gentlemen, back again for another fantastic event. You're looking forward to this?
We've looked forward for a long time for this. Yeah.
We see so many people, we know so many people. It's become like friends. It's one big family, you know. And yeah, it's always exciting to be here. You count the days for the whole year.
For us, it's one of the big events that we like to come to.
Is this for us? I think for me, definitely it's the event. I think for you, definitely as well. It's the event of the year we look forward to, plan for all year. It's an action-packed event, and if guys think that fishing's boring, this is the event to come to, without a shadow of a doubt.
It's our fourth edition, so we love it here. We love it here. We've been practicing. The fishing is, like always in Haringvliet, changing a lot. But for the fourth time, we're going to try to win it.
What would it mean to win this again? You've won it twice. What would it mean to win it a third time? Has anybody ever won a big event like this 3 times?
I don't think so. It's a dream. It's a dream. I practiced very, very hard. I was very tired yesterday. I could not do nothing anymore. So. But now I'm okay. But it's a big dream. It's a big dream to win it for the third time.
Today there's a beautiful Haringvliet. Tomorrow is a storm. So it's always very exciting. Very exciting. What's going to happen and how it's going to be. You never know until you start and you're out there and you try to catch them.
Well, the event is now officially open. The Mayoress of Hellevoetsluis has just opened it and the boat parade is underway.
Well, Hellevoetsluis is famous for its angling, not only on the Haringvliet but also in the canals. So it's very nice that all these anglers from all over the place, 22 nationalities are here, that they know Hellevoetsluis now as well.
Absolutely, and it's a brilliant atmosphere this evening too.
Yeah, well, the sun is out and we have nice terraces and restaurants for the free time for the anglers. And there's an amazing spirit among them. They made some waves and they made some water underneath the bridge, so it was nice.
And the boats have come all the way around the corner of the Haringvliet, down into the middle of town at Hellevoetsluis. They parade through, massive crowds watch them as they travel down into the harbour, wait, gather for a photograph, turn around and come back out again. And there's a bit of fun and games that goes on here as well, because they all tend to just soak each other a little bit. And these guys out here at the moment, they love a bit of fun. They're going to show us how it's done. Come on guys, lift that prop and show us what you can do. So they all have a little bit of fun with each other. And whenever you see an engine just tilting up like that, just be a bit careful, because the next thing that happens is they turn that prop and they spin a bit of air. They've got quite a few people on the bridge so far, but it's all really part of this carnival atmosphere out here at Hellevoetsluis. I'm looking over my shoulder because they've tried to get me in the past before by coming in, sneaking in on the quiet and soaking us as we try and do our jobs. But great fun here, wonderful carnival atmosphere, music party, crowds of people, and this is where they have a little bit of fun. However, the big and serious game starts tomorrow morning, because first thing they'll be out on the water and they're ready to do battle, because this is the World Predator Classic. First thing in the morning now, and it's competition day, and very soon these boards will be full of the competitors taking part in the World Predator Classic. 100 anglers from 15 different nations, 50 of the finest boats available to predator fishing. They're going to be taking to the waters of the Haringvliet with one intention, and that is to become World Predator Classic champion. Practice has been done, you're very happy?
Medium happy, I would say. But last year we had no practice, so I think
it's better than last year.
Yeah, it's better than last year.
So tactics-wise, what will you be doing? You're going straight for zander, pike or perch?
Zander. Then hope that we catch a pike. While fishing for zander.
Yeah.
And some perch maybe.
I think the plan is the same like we had last year. So
same strategy.
Yeah, same strategy. We'll try to fish for zander first, then pike and perch. That's in between, you know. It's the same spot where pikes and perch are, so same as last year.
So how has your practice been?
Yeah, our practicing was good. We only went this time a few times on the water, a few hours, not too much, because I know it's always changing, the conditions are changing, tomorrow the wind is changing, so the fish is changing from spot, so... But the feeling is good, you know? Our feeling is in here. It's good. So that's the most important thing.
Excellent. What's the strategy? Are you out straight for perch or zander or...?
No, yeah, we go out for zander because we have some spots where we catch zander and pike. And then you are confident, you have some fish, you know, then the feeling is okay, and then hopefully after a few hours you go for the perch.
I fish most of the time a little bit heavier than Willem. Willem is a light fisherman, and but when he catch fish or get a bite, I change immediately. But the same with him, when I get bite, just one bite, okay, it's no problem. But you get 1, 2, 3, yeah, then you change. Yeah. We don't look at each other. But when there's fish on, yeah, you can see it. You know, we are a team, so you can see it, and then we change. Yeah, and we hope that we have the luxury to strike, and then can we change. So yeah, good feeling. Good.
The event starts at 8:15 in the morning Central European time, runs till 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So a little under 8 hours fishing, so the guys are out on the water for a fair old period of time. And when the flags are dropped and the engines roar, the spectacle of the horsepower being unleashed on the waters of the Herring Fleet is absolutely incredible. These boats can do in excess of 100 kilometers an hour.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. World Predator Classic 2018 edition has now started.
And there it is, they're off. The pace boat with the twin flags kicks off at the front, and the boats speed off to the areas they want to get to. We're at the one end, near to the dam wall of the Herring Fleet, and a lot of them want to get to the very other end, the area of Hollands Deep, and in no time at all they are off and out of sight. Here they are, the defending champions, Dustin Schoner, Johannes Dietl. 2 fish to their credit already. One of them a zander, which was exactly what they were intending to come out for early on. The other one a small pike, which they said was too small to count. And it's interesting just looking at their casting style at the moment. One is fishing long, the other is fishing short. One has a yellow soft bait, the other a more reddy orange colour. Both very bright baits because the water here is quite murky, and the retrieve is pretty fast as well. You can see just how fast they are retrieving now. A lot of movement going through these lures, and we'll just sit back and watch them for a while. Big reddy orange bait there going over, and they're working the water just in front of them around that post, and there's a shallow area with a bit of a drop off. Perfect territory. And I have to say that the conditions at the moment are pretty good zander feeding conditions too. Coloured water, relatively low light conditions. They're expecting a full card today. Joining me on the boat is Christian Biereth now. Christian is a regular on these waters, knows an awful lot about the competition scene as well. Great competition so far, 1 or 2 fish being caught.
Yeah, there's a lot of fish being caught yet, and there's pike, zander, perch, everything. There's, I think, 30 boats on the leaderboard already, and competition is just underway for a few hours.
Right at the very bottom now of the Herring Fleet, just at the bridge where it joins the area known as Hollands Deep, and we see a boat there that's just caught a fish. Christian, looking good.
Sebastian Kurpiers and Alexander, and they're fishing right at... There's another fish on. You see that? There's a fish on right on the end of the section, and we are here to see it.
Absolutely brilliant news, and clearly they've found a pack of fish. They're fishing just underneath the bridge, one of the only boats down here at the moment, really tight on the bridge stanchions, and he's got to be very careful that he doesn't go around anything dangerous down there, but it looks like it's coming in. It's right under now, and he's got it. That looks a decent fish. Woo! Looks like a pike. That's just shy of a metre long pike by the look of that. That's a great result, and the fish are definitely feeding today. Brilliant fishing conditions, isn't it?
Yeah, so far so good. There's a lot of fish being caught today. We see a lot of zander, a lot of perch, and also a lot of pike today.
There's a big shallow plateau on the bottom end
I
of
think they
this
just caught a fish over there.
That's a German team, isn't it, Christian?
Yep, it's Gregor and Daniel Ressel. It's a nice, very nice perch. I would say 43, maybe 42, something like that from the distance. Hard to tell, but it's a very nice one.
Yeah. And there it is. Look at that. Absolutely fantastic fish. What a lovely perch. And as with all of the fish that are caught in the WPC, they all get put back in again. So we're looking now at boat number 22. They've just landed a pike. Great result there. Who is this, Christian?
It's Sebastian Kurpiers and Alexander, his teammate. And they are now going through the procedure of measuring the fish. Put it on the measuring board and take the picture with the security tag in. And yeah, then they release it nice and slowly back into the water. It's a pike.
It's a pike. It's not massive. What, 65, 70 centimeters?
Yeah, something around that, I would say. Not over 70. So this is the second picture they take. And oh, nice release.
So we're looking at boat number 26 now, and this is Chris Blumert and Willem Stolk, two local guys. Got to say, there's a bit of money on these guys to win. They're favourites, or one of the favourites, should we say? And they're sitting in 5th position at the moment. They've caught a few fish already this morning. Oh, yes. There's a fish on. Look at that. What have we got here? This is exactly what we wanted to see. They've been working this spot. They're just down towards the bottom of the drift.
And it's in the break. It seems to be a bigger fish though, probably not a perch, unless he has his break very loose. But how cool is that? Is it a perch? Oh, taking a lot of line from the spinning reel.
He might just be very gentle with it because he knows he needs that perch,
Yeah.
and we're in perch area, but it's moving very
quick. But Willem
quick.
is relaxed with one hand in his pocket.
Yeah, that's not a perch, that's going too fast.
It's a bream or something, full hooked maybe, or a little
No,
pike.
it's a pike.
Yeah.
It's a pike.
Little pike. They already have a bigger pike, so they don't need to measure it, and he's going to grab it and then release it.
Absolutely flying now, these guys, and another fish there. That looks like it's a zander. That's a good size zander there. Wow, they are absolutely on fire at the moment. Can't put a foot wrong. A pike, 3 zander, but only 2 perch meant that Stock and Blumert finished day 1 just outside the top 10. Boat number 39 now, and this is the team from Sweden. This is Albin Shoggy and Victor Soderberg. They look like they're searching out perch again.
This is exactly where technology helps you to find the areas that are interesting and others that are not interesting, and that eliminates a lot of water that is not interesting to fish in.
Well, the luck's in, and they have just struck it. I was pulled out of it. Oh, would you believe it? Not happy with that at all. You can see he needed that fish. The disappointment showing on his face there. Time to recoup yourself, get back out, get the rod back out in the water again. Through the course of the day, 3 zander and 2 perch, but no pike, left them needing a very good second day to be in with a chance. Well, here they are, boat number 1, the defending champions, and they're currently in pole position. They're leading. They've had a great day. They've got a full card so far. The sun's come out. It's a bright day, but it's even brighter for them at the moment.
Yeah, that's true, absolutely. They started pretty strong, and they have a very good kicker pike with the 1.12 m, and they just filled up the limit with the perch, and one of them is 30 centimeters, and I'm sure they're looking for an upgrade with that fish.
Looks like it at the moment. They're fishing very light, small lures as well, so it seems that they're targeting perch. They're in the margins close to these rocks as well. One fishing out, one fishing back in towards the stones, and this is perch territory for sure.
Yeah, and both of them are really good anglers, and especially Johannes, or we call him Hannes actually. He's fishing in the front right now. He's well known for catching a lot and very big perch. So this is his thing.
So day 1 is nearly over. The boats have now got 10 minutes to race back all the way up the Herring Fleet and get past the Finnish marshal, who is situated just out here in the boat. We see the flag of the World Predator Classic flying above it. Anybody that doesn't make it back past that flag by 4:15, you know what? They're disqualified from the day and possibly even the event. So it's really, really important now. Some of the guys will be right down at the bottom end, and remember, this place is 32 kilometers long. It takes a long time to get back up from down there. And we heard earlier about some of the big engines that these boats have. This is where it really counts, because if the fish are down there and you've only got a small engine, the journey can take you nearly an hour. In a fast boat, it can take you 25 minutes. That gives you more time with your baits and your rods in the water and more time to catch fish. It's been a remarkable day down here so far at Hellevoetsluis. Loads and loads of people have caught fish. Loads and loads and loads of those teams have actually filled their cards as well. So it's going to be very tight at the top. The big question is who is going to be in the lead. And here are the scores at the end of day one, and 4 nationalities in the top 5, but it's the German defending champions Dustin Schoner and Johannes Dietl who are back at the top of the tree. Boat number 1, 422 centimetres and a full card. Second, Germany again, Enrico de Ventura and Frank Buschmeyer just 5 centimetres behind. And then in third we have the French team of Kevin Hernandez and Jordan Hernandez, 4 metres in total. Fourth place goes to Finland's Kalle Parvola and Pekko Kanerva, 397 centimetres for them. And in fifth place, the Belgian pairing of Luc Coppens and Jeremy Staveman. They've won this event twice, and to come in the top 5 will be a great start for them. 387. Plenty to play for, 2 more days to go. One of the biggest crazes to hit the fishing world over the last few years is street fishing, and it started off simultaneously in both France and Germany. The idea was that there were guys that wanted to go fishing but didn't have enough time, so they took their rods to work and they went out and fished in the middle of towns and cities in their lunchtime. Now that craze spread because those places weren't fished very often and they caught some really, really good fish. It became the street fishing movement, and across Europe now there are literally thousands and thousands of street anglers that enjoy this really trendy arm of the sport. Here at Hellevoetsluis, this weekend is one of the biggest, if not the biggest event in the street fishing calendar. It's the World Predator Classic street fishing competition. 200 anglers from 20 nations descend on the town, run around the streets, trying to catch as many fish as they can. But before that, one of the biggest and most important parts of street fishing is this, the party.
Street fishing is more than fishing, it's life, it's lifestyle. With all the nations here in Hellevoetsluis, with the guys, all guys smiling, it's fantastic.
The people around it, it's amazing. Many people with the same passion. It's totally amazing.
The atmosphere, the fishing, the people, it's all great.
So day 2 is now upon us, and it's going to be an exciting day's fishing out there. The weather conditions are quite different to previously, and the water in the marina is really, really calm and really clear. But there was a fair bit of wind, and out there we don't yet know. Is it going to be fine fishing? Is it going to be heavy fishing? We've no idea yet. It's going to be down to the competitors to decide, but the leaderboard is looking really, really good. Last year's champions, Dustin Schoner and Johannes Dietl, they are at the top of the tree, and we caught up with them to find out how their day went. Guys, day 1 was brilliant for you. Back in at day 2, what are your tactics going to be? Is it going to be the same thing or different now?
Of course, the weather conditions changed a lot, but I think we do our tactic the same as we did last time, but maybe we can do a bit more precise fishing because we have less wind, and yeah, that's what we're going to do, I think.
There's going to be a lot of people watching you now at the top of the tree, isn't there?
Yeah, that's true. We hope that our spots are not overcrowded. Most probably that there will be some fishermen there, but we know our spots very well, and so
we hope to catch
more fish than everybody else.
And we try to do a full card again.
Yeah.
So this is it, day 2 of the World Predator Classic, and we're out on the Herring Fleet. The sun is out. It's a beautiful day out here for fishing. Nice bit of ripple on the water, bit of cloud and colour in the water, and the boats are lined up ready for the start. This is day 2. Day 1, wow, what a day it was. Over 500 fish caught. We're expecting a good day again today. The big question is who will be at the top of the leaderboard by the end of day 2. Just check this out. And there we are, the start is upon us and the boats are flying away now. We're just going to up our speed, we've got to cross a little bit of path there. We're going to put our pedal down now and try and keep up with these. So straight into position now, and we're with boat number 1. Dustin Schoner, Johannes Dietl, the current race leaders, and they've come straight out to the place that they were yesterday. They know there were fish here. They want to check to see if they are still here. Really interesting part of the Herring Fleet. There's a stone wall that protects a nature reserve and a very shallow area just behind. This is the deeper water on this side of the stones, and it's a very, very good place for both perch, zander and pike. And there we look at boat number 45, and it looks like the Hernandez brothers, Jordan and Kevin Hernandez, they are sitting in 3rd place after day 1. Absolutely fantastic start for them, and they've just landed a perch. They'll be very pleased with that because another good day for them today will put them well and truly in contention for the overall title. Boat number 1, first fish of the day. Absolutely fantastic result. It's very early on in the competition. It's only been running half an hour, and they've had their first bite, their first fish on the card, and that's a great sign for them. Just off camera, there's a lot of prey fish moving around, both small carp and bream, and where there are prey fish, the predators are not going to be far away, and the guys are going to be really, really pleased with that. It shows that they've got the tactics absolutely spot on. Former champions Luke Coppens and Jeremy Staverman now fishing really tight up against a marginal shelf, and look, they're straight into fish. Another good day for them will give them the opportunity of winning this for a record-breaking 3rd time. They've got a great perch, but a tough afternoon dropped them to 17th on the day, meaning they really have their work cut out if they want to achieve anything on day 3. Here's the finished pairing of Kalle Pavola and Pekko Kanerva. 4th on day 1. They're looking very good today, actually, on day 2. They've caught quite a few fish already, and they look like they might be in for a pole position finish, which would put them in very, very good stead for the final day tomorrow. And so we see Enrico Di Ventura and Frank Buschmeyer. Great position today, day 2. They've had a really, really good start through the course of the day. They've nearly got a full card. One more zander, and that will be it for them. And they had a brilliant start on day 1, 2nd place, and if they can match this today on day 2 with another 2nd, that will put them in very good standings for the final race on day 3. One pair that did remarkably well was Kalle Pavola and Pekko Kanerva. A full house of big fish put them first on the day, and their 4th from day 1 gave them a very respectable 5 points. German team Enrico Di Ventura and Frank Buschmeyer secured another 2nd place with a full card, giving them 4 points. And the defending champions and winners from day 1 also had another great day. A full card including a massive zander of 95 centimetres gave them 3rd overall, but left them also with a total of 4 points to remain equal first in the overall standings with Buschmeyer and Di Ventura. So street fishing time now, and everybody is back in the square after the party last night, raring to go. Once the hooter goes, it's game on. The street anglers have disappeared to all four corners of Hellevoetsluis, and this is one of the areas that they always really fancy. The area where the canal and the harbour join the waters of the herring fleet. You get a lot of big fish around here, and of course if you're going to win this event, big fish is what you need. How many can we see around at the moment? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I'm not even going to count them. There's about 20 anglers around here, and as it gets darker, this is where some of the big fish are going to come from. There is another entrance to a canal just around the corner, very, very popular with Zander, and we've seen in previous years that that is one of the key areas for scoring points within this event. But of course there are miles and miles and miles of canals to look at around here. We have the beautiful moat that surrounds the old historic town of Hellevoetsluis. We have the canal. We've got lots and lots of different areas that they can look at, and believe me, these guys at the moment are absolutely everywhere. Here's the first fish that we've seen in the street event. It's a Zander. It's caught off the point. It looks like it's one of the Polish teams. Very, very popular area, this. And actually that's a very good sign because it's happening a bit earlier than it normally does. We normally see the Zander just towards darkness, and it is a known Zander spot. They'll be very happy with that. It looks a good fish as well. Well, this is the canal section on the far outskirts of the town. It's about 2 kilometres to where they all started off, and the guys have come all the way down here because they know that in previous years this area has been really good. In fact, in previous years actually, you could only fish to the road and the supermarket and the bridge there. They have been hotspots for both perch, zander and some quite decent pike. This year the area's been extended. It's so popular that they've given them more space, and it's no surprise that there are 2, 4, 6, 8 teams there, and another 4, 12, and another 4 down there. 16 of the guys have come straight down to this area because there's quite a lot of fish down here. Now, conditions are very bright, so we're not really expecting that much to come out through the course of the afternoon, but as the day wears into evening, there are a few places where there are pockets of fish. Zander will come into play a little bit more. Some of the other predators start hunting that little bit more just as it drops dark. So this evening will be when the main action is. And so it proved as the fish got caught and more anglers filled their scorecards. By the end of the evening there were plenty of fish caught around the canals and streets of Hellevoetsluis, and Adrian Prom from Poland, plus last year's winner Fabian Grafer and his teammate Sebastian Ebert took an early lead. So good day today for you, 2 fish.
Yes, it's a really good day. I catch 2 pikes, 67 centimeters, 65. Then it's, I think, second place today.
So, what will your tactics be tomorrow? Back for pike again?
Yeah, I think I try catch pikes.
We caught some fish. We found the fish, and yeah, had a really good day fishing up there.
So a win last year, looking good this year with catching a few, and your partner here has also caught some fish.
Yeah, this moment my partner catches more than me. He had 2 pikes and 2 perches. For me it was just 2 perch, but quite happy with the team result, and yeah, really good fishing for us.
So this is it, Judgment Day for the guys in the World Predator Classic. This is day 3. For the first 2 days they've been out on the water. It's been very different conditions all the way through so far. The wind has lifted a little bit, but it is about as perfect as it can be for predator fishing. Good cloud cover, nice chop, and they've had a couple of days practice. You can hear the radio there. It's 2 minutes before the off, and we have 3 pairs that are just stretching their legs at the front. It's going to be a really exciting event. However, 0 points. They all start on the same level, of course. The scoreboard is reset for each individual day, so if one of them has a bad day, you know what, they're out of the race. However, if they have a good day, the rest of the field have got an awful lot of catching up to do. This is going to be an amazing day sport. And so to the leaderboard, and at the top we see Enrico de Ventura and Frank Buschmeyer equal with last year's champions Dustin Schoner and Johannes Dietl, both German pairs on 4 points. Just 1 point behind them are the Finns Kalle Pavola and Pekko Kanerva on 5 points. Then we see the Hernandez brothers from France on 10, with Timo Ruff and Eckhard Goetz from Germany on 12. It's all very close, and this will be an epic battle. That's 2 days in, you're at the top of the pile with 4 points. We've got a 5 point, we've got a 6 point, and I think we've got a 7 point as well. It's amazingly tight. Who are you going to be worried about now?
I think Enrico de Ventura and his partner are really good because they did a great job in the beginning, in the morning, they caught a lot of fish. They did it yesterday too, and I think they will do it tomorrow too.
They have a very, very good spot, I think.
Yeah.
Very productive.
Well, a very good day for you yesterday, first overall, and you're in the race for a win today. How do you feel?
Well, we are not so nervous. Yeah, we will just keep things like yesterday and the other day, and do our own things.
The Finnish have a very good record on here as well, and this suits your style of fishing.
Yes, it looks like that. It's not been easy for us, really, and we are training very much. So, but maybe.
What an absolutely fantastic start for you over 2 days now. You're going into the final day in pole position. Are you confident?
Of course we are, but we don't expect too much. I mean, that's actually the strategy we follow. That we just fish our style of fishing and just try to concentrate and focus on fishing and not to think about too much about other things. That's actually the way we fish.
Of course, every day is a different day.
Oh yes.
And today we start again with 0 points.
Yes.
So a bad day can knock you out of the picture completely, but there are really 3 teams that are just moving away from the pack at the moment.
Yeah.
You're one of them at the front of it.
Yeah, I mean, this is fishing. This is every day, and every single cast can change everything. So that's the way we think. Because of course we are very, very nervous. Looking at the leaderboard on first place, actually now it's hard for us. But we really try to not think about it too much, because as you said, every bad day can knock you out of the competition.
This is it, the excitement is about to begin. The countdown is on, and we have the start of day 3 of the World Predator Classic. Get ready to rumble.
1, go, 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 go.
And they're off, and the boats are flying down the headwaters of the Herring Fleet now as they race to get into their positions. If ever there was an important day, it is today. There are points to be had, there are points to be lost, but they've got to get to the best possible place they can before their rivals and their competitors. If they lose their spot, they lose out on points. So we have boat 10, Kalle Pavola and Pekko Kanerva. A great day for them yesterday. They finished first on the day. Add to that the 4th that they had on day 1 gives them 5 points, puts them 3rd overall now in the tournament, and they're very, very confident today. Very cool customers, these two. This weather suits them. They're used to slightly choppier waters. So defending champions, boat number 1, Dustin Schoner, Johannes Dietl, 1st on day 1, 3rd on day 2, and we catch up with them on day 3 in the same area that they have spent the majority of the last 2 days. Tactics have changed slightly though. We've seen them in previous days. Fishing static, the boat is moving ever so slowly just along the shallows. They've had 1 fish already, a zander, but things are a little bit slower today for almost all of the teams. Yesterday it was an absolutely flying start right at the beginning, but today quite a few of the teams, especially the leaders, they're finding that they can't really nail the tactics down quickly, and what we're seeing is guys coming into areas, fishing for 5 or 10 minutes and then moving to a different spot, and we're seeing exactly the same thing here. We saw it with Kalle Pavola and Pekko Kanerva earlier on. We're seeing it now with Dustin Schoner and Johannes Dietl. They're not wasting any time at all. They fish a spot. If they don't have a take very, very quickly, they move. They try somewhere else. They know that they've got to be on the fish today. This is it. This is the important time. They can't waste a moment. So the current leaders, a 2nd on day 1, a 2nd on day 2, Enrico Di Ventura and Frank Bushmeyer, 4 points. And there we've got a fish on. This is good news for the boys. Look at that action station straight away. Let's have a look and see what they're going to be landing. That looks like it could be... Oh, there's no mess in that. Look at that. They're very happy with that one. That's what they need. Emotion in the extreme, and this is good angling now, because what they will do is get straight out there, see if there's another one around. Enrico's caught the fish. Frank is casting straight away because he knows that there are fish around and there were fish to be caught and cards started to be filled. However, it was disaster for the defending champions. A tough day saw them drop right down the leaderboard whilst Di Ventura and Bushmare kept catching consistently throughout the day. The back end of the last day saw drama as Enrico Di Ventura and Frank Bushmare landed their third Zander to give them a full card. They raced up the leaderboard into second place and now only 2 teams could possibly stop them, the defending champions and the Finnish challengers. With just 2 hours to go, Kalle Pavla and Pekko Kanerva needed a third perch and also a pike that would take them to more than 4 meters 12 to take the lead. The champions, well, they dropped to 30th overall now and still had no perch and no pike. A bad day made it look like it just wasn't going to be their year. Everything was in Ventura and Bushmare's favour. A consistent second once again would give them the overall title. So that's it, the end of day 3, and what a day it has been. There's been drama all the way through, there's been excitement all the way through. The guys that were at the top of the board fell down, but you know what, one pair picked themselves up and they've got back up there. Yes, Di Ventura and Bushmare have had a fantastic day. They're right up there at the top of the table again. That means 3 immensely good scores puts them into that position that everybody wanted to be 3 days ago. World Predator Classic champions. It's been a bit of an emotional day for you, isn't it? But provisionally we've got you at the top of the tree. How does that feel now you're back in on dry land?
I mean, what more can you expect? I mean, it went all good in the end. It went all well, and I mean, we are very, very happy about being 3 times in a row second place. That's great. It's fantastic. It feels fantastic. We are a little tired now, but it feels
and hungry.
Yeah, and hungry. Yeah, but it feels great. Really, really great.
Back with the street fishing, and through the course of the day there were loads of fish caught. The pike in particular seemed to be on the feed and were coming out everywhere, but it was the big perch that were making the biggest impression. The street anglers absolutely loved it, and wherever they finished up on the leaderboard they all agreed they'd had a brilliant time. There has to be a winner, of course, and one man that was really pushing for the title was early leader Sebastian Ebert. He caught some fantastic fish and everyone thought he would win, but it was Frenchman Vincent Preul who snatched victory at the very end of the day to beat the German. With the competition over, it was time for the prize giving and the amazing closing ceremony of the World Predator Classic. It's like the fishing version of the Olympic Games, and the worthy champions rose one by one to collect their titles.
The champion for the street fishing category of 2018, Vincent Preul, to come forward. From France, Sebastian Provoski and Vincent Preul from France. So they are the winners of the team category. Coming on to the overall team event winners of the 2018 World Predator Classic boat category. Could have Enrico Di Ventura and Frank Bushmare to come forward with Luke Coppins and Jeremy Stableman. From Westin,
then for the big one, the title of World Predator Classic champion, and it was that unbeatable score for Enrico Di Ventura and Frank Bushmare from Germany.
We are absolutely out of space at the moment. It's so amazing winning a tournament like this. I mean, as I repeat, you cannot expect to win competing with so many great anglers. It's so amazing. I'm so out of my mind at the moment.